We're just two friends who love the movies, call each other every morning.
Good morning, Mitch.
Hey Sam, you know how in the office how Michael like has Pam come in and pretend like there's an important call,
Yeah,
and then so he could say, "I can't talk right now. This is too important."
yeah,
Uh, it was like you earlier when I called you and you were having coffee with Vanessa. You're
yeah.
like, Mitch, it's too important. I'm having coffee with Vanessa. I'm sorry."
Dude, to be honest with you, it kind of worked in my favor by doing that because she was like, "Whoa," you
He's like,
know.
"Oh,
I saw,
he's
I
really
saw,
prioritizing his time."
I saw her face, dude, and her
I
face
can
was,
still see Melora Hardin's face as Jan when she's like, "Oh, I'm impressed." But then the other one where she's like, "No, it's an important business call. You should take it, Michael," because also she she works with.
yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, it worked to my favor because Vanessa's face was just like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Normally I would have answered it and continued talking, but yeah, it was not planned, but it worked out pretty well. So thank you for calling, Mitch.
Well, I'm guessing you've got some pretty good things locked and loaded for us
I,
to
I,
talk
I do
about.
I do, Mitch, but real quick, first question. What's the gas prices over there right now for y'all?
Looking around, I think there's a racetrack on the horizon here. I'm in a parking lot. Now I can't see it. I mean, it's like some of them have popped over three, but a lot of times you can see 270, 280.
Oh
I
wow.
I never look. I just close my eyes and pull the trigger, you know?
Dude, right now it's crazy over here in Texas, or at least here
Yeah.
in San Antonio. It's
There's
like
a lot going on in the world.
320, 317. I think 317 was the lowest I've seen here just in the past week or so. But
Uh-huh.
I was just curious. I was just curious, yeah, because it's been crazy here. But I do, Mitch. So look, I have a kahuna I want to talk about. One that I know that you're excited about, right? But I wanted to talk about one other one real quick that I watched this
Okay.
past weekend. Okay, and I have to, if you don't mind me discussing it first, because I have to get it off my chest, Mitch. Okay.
Well, we'll see if I interrupt you, but go ahead.
I, and it's important. It's important that I get it off my chest because, well, you'll see. So let me set up the scene real quick, okay? So Levi wanted to go watch an animated movie called Goat, right? Uh,
What's it called?
Goat,
Oh, yeah, yeah, I gotcha.
yeah. And so he had wanted to invite one of his friends, right? He's never been to the movies with one of his friends, okay? And so I was like, okay, yeah, let's see if, and so we went to go pick up his friend from school. And I asked Levi, I was like, hey, look, because keep in mind, this is his first time going to the movies with a friend, right? I asked him, I was like, do you want me to sit with y'all or do you want me to like sit maybe a little distance away? And, Levi is very considerate, right? He doesn't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I told him, I was like, it won't hurt my feelings, so it's okay. And so he was like, well, can me and my friend sit together? Like, just us two? And so I was like, absolutely. And, it kind of hurt, right? It hurt because, the little boy's grown up and
Yeah.
I just love him so much. And so I was like, you know what? All right, that's fine. And so I sat a row behind them and then they sat right in front of me, and he kept on looking back at me, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do what my dad would do whenever I would go to the movies with a friend. Um,
Yeah.
he would jump into another movie, right? And so I told Levi, I was like, look, I'm gonna be next door. It just so happened that at that time, the same time that was starting, the new Scream movie was starting,
All
right?
right, right.
And so he was like, "Oh, okay, right." And so I hopped into Scream. Okay,
Sure.
you did not expect me to uh, make an inspirational video or inspirational speech right now, Mitch, but I'm gonna do it. Okay,
Okay.
Mitch, you have been writing for a long time. Okay,
Yeah.
you've been writing for a very long time, and And I've told you many, many times, dude, a lot of your writings are 100 times, million times better than a lot of movies or scripts that I've ever read. Right.
Yeah.
And people don't know this, but I'm currently working on an outline for a script. Right. I,
Yeah.
I got the story beats, everything, all that, and I've asked Mitch to kind of assist me. I think it's a pretty damn good idea. I think it could I think it could probably sell around here, and it wouldn't cost a high budget to make. But
Okay.
I think it would probably sell here. So, Mitch, Scream 7.
Yeah.
How in the mother effing how does this
Sorry, kids.
movie get made? How, Mitch? Like
I
how? Like
I'm always skeptical, Sam, of this kind of exaggerated like distaste for a movie.
Mitch, look, let me tell you this. All right. This movie is so freaking stupid.
Hmm.
It is so stupid.
That's
Look,
extreme.
look. You know the Scream franchise, obviously, right? Within the Scream franchise, there's a movie franchise called Stab. Is that familiar or no?
I've never seen it, but I'm following you. Keep going. Yeah.
Okay, so within the Scream franchise, there is a movie franchise called Stab that was based off of the incidents that happened in the Scream movies. Okay,
Okay.
this movie felt like it was like a parody of the Stab movies, except they weren't trying, dude. They weren't trying to be, they were trying to make a serious movie. Like
Mm.
they weren't trying to be a parody.
Mm-mm.
Dude, look, the first half hour I will say was decent enough. Okay, it was decent
Okay.
enough, but my God, the script for this, Mitch. When I tell you this, like my boy, if this movie can get made, if this movie can get made, dude, there is hope for us.
Well, look,
There is
look. Your
hope for us.
if-then statement is propped off on the idea that what gets made is exclusively a matter of quality, and we both know that isn't true.
Well,
There are other extenuating factors.
I get that, but here's the thing. And look, I gave them the benefit of the doubt, right? This movie was supposed to be bonkers, but at the last minute they ended up firing the main lead, and then
Oh no.
due to
They
political
they fired
reasons.
Nev Campbell.
No,
Wow.
they fired the main lead of the past couple of movies, right?
Uh,
Due to political reasons. And then, of course, Jenna Ortega dropped out, right? Quote unquote scheduling issues,
classic.
classic scheduling issues, right? And so at the last minute, they had to rewrite everything.
Man, can you imagine?
They had to rewrite everything, dude. Look, and even the freaking reveal of who the killer or killers, they were killers. I don't care, dude. Even the reveal is so the stupidest reveal of any movie in the series. So real quick, Mitch, I'd like to just start off. I'd just like to real quick do a speed run rank of all the Scream movies,
Sure.
real
Yeah.
quick. All
Hit it.
right, in last place, no surprise, the seventh movie is in seventh place, Scream 7.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is terrible. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
in sixth place, which to this and up until this point I thought was the worst one, but compared to Scream 7, it's actually a masterpiece. Is Scream 3. All right, Scream
Okay.
3 is in sixth place. In fifth place is the Scream 5, which was for a lot of people is top tier. I like it. It's solid. I don't think it's as great as many people think it is, but I think it's pretty good.
Mm.
In fourth place is Scream 2, which look, it's not as good as the original, but it's still a damn good time at the movies. In third place, I'm in the minority here. A lot of people hate this one, but I actually like it a lot. In third place is Scream 4. In second place is the last one that just came out, which was Scream 6. I love
Okay.
that movie. I think it's very smart. It's pretty crazy. They take a lot of big swings. Some of it works, some of it doesn't, but I admire the ambition, and it's just a whole lot of fun. So that's my number two. And of course, the best Scream movie is still the original Scream. So,
Wow.
look, I'm not saying that Scream 7 is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I'm not saying it's one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen because I've seen worse. But what I'm saying is this movie is so not good. It's officially the worst movie of 2026 so far.
It's official, folks.
Now, who knows? Maybe I'll watch another one that's just far worse than this one. But yeah, this one's bad. And Mitch, when I tell you this, I hope that we can continue. You can help me make this thing that I'm working on right now, and I hope we can get it done because I do believe after watching this has given me the inspiration to continue moving forward. If I have ideas, to at least get those ideas out there. Now, will they ever get made? Who knows? But this has it's given me hope. It's given me hope. So that's my little rant on Scream 7.
Title
Uh,
of the video: Screen 7 gives Sam hope.
it's like in The Office when Michael Scott is like he has his recorder, you know. He's like
Yeah.
he's always putting
Yeah.
ideas.
Yeah.
All right, Mitch. Yeah. All right. So go ahead, Mitch. Do you have
Well, look,
something you
yeah,
want to?
since before we get to Kahuna's, I'll just mention that I watched something that we've already lightly touched on, which was Jarmusch's latest movie.
Oh, you
And
ended up watching it?
Father, Mother, Sister, Brother, yes, me and Lori watched it in one sitting. We both liked it. I love this guy. I love the movies he makes. I love the sense of art. Yeah, how to say, like, his he has a poetic soul, and it really comes across, and it makes his movies, no matter what they're about, and to be honest, they're in some ways about nothing, it feels like,
Yeah.
but and also his humor, dude. I was laughing so hard in the
Yeah.
first vignette. uh, Tom Waits was so funny. They set up with a punchline at the very beginning, but the punchline is still funny when it comes. And just there's so many moments I was dying. I just can't. Where he's like, "I'm chopping and I'm chopping. I'm focused. Chop, chop, chop." He's just so funny, man. But it was interesting what they did. With these, they each of the vignettes had some overlap.
Yeah.
They would, like, kind of have these motifs that would recur, and it wasn't immediately obvious,
Yeah.
what the motifs were meant to evoke, but they nevertheless evoked, and therein lies the poetry. But also, Lori asked me afterwards, she's like, "What did you think this movie was going for?" And I was like, she said that didn't have the same effect on her, but for me, it really made me think about my relationship that I have with my parents and with my siblings, the things that we withhold, the things that we look over, but that gnawing sense of needing to have a sense of duty to each other, but also
Yeah.
having a kind of an affection, and it's all the things that are piled up together in familial relationships. I thought it was I really love the movie. I just hope we get so many more movies out of him. Do you feel that sometimes with filmmakers, especially whose careers have gone on for a long time, but we're still getting movies out of them? It's like, please, just give me a few more, dude. I just And there's some of his backlog, plenty of his backlog I've yet to see, which also
Yeah.
makes me feel good, gives me a sense of comfort, like
Yeah.
that well, one of these days, we're gonna put on a Jarmusch movie that I haven't seen, so I really like that one.
Yeah, I liked how some of them had a little overlap, right, with the whole the watch, right? And then you
The
have the
Watch, the skateboarders,
skateboarders, the
uh,
color scheme, right?
Nowheresville, they would keep saying.
Water. They
Yeah,
talk about water a lot. So
the
there was
toast. Can you toast to this
but I mean,
with water with tea?
Yeah, I think he loves those what we call magnoliating moments, right? Magnoliating themes, right? Because
Yeah,
you look at Patterson, and there was a whole the twins. Whenever he's seen twins,
yeah. It's
and
so interesting.
yeah, man, I love Jim Jarmusch. And you're right, he's just a very. I feel like he would be someone that like. Oh man, I'd love to have him on a like a podcast, right? Just to talk with him, just to
Oh yeah, he's
sit
somebody you'd
down.
like to sit down with and talk to for a while, you know.
Yeah,
That is for sure. Like, and I'm not a big like, oh, I want to meet this or that celebrity guy, but there's certain people that have a soulfulness that you just want to be around and hear from. I mean, even if you could just catch him on like a long form interview, you would just be like, yes, jackpot. Like Ethan Hawke we talked about. Like you just want
yeah,
to hear them.
yeah.
You just want to hear them go on, and talk.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. I'm assuming the first one was your favorite segment.
I think so. In order of appearance, they were my favorite, and they were all good. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were all good. I love Kate Blanchett in that
Yes.
she doesn't even have to be over the top, and
No,
she's
dude, I
still
was
damn
thinking that
good.
same thing, man. She was so completely understated, but like she was giving so much at the same time. And it was like without doing almost anything to like differentiate herself from other characters she played, she felt like a totally different human being.
Exactly, man. I mean, hence why she's one of the greatest
But
actors. I
speaking of twins, do you remember her in Smoke Cigarettes and Coffee? Have you seen that one?
Yes, yes.
Another vignette, Jarmusch, where and she plays two twins, but you know she plays them both, and I mean it's so great. I mean she's so great,
Yeah,
and
I
them
will.
together is great.
I'm glad you liked it, man. I'm glad you really liked it. And I know you had mentioned Ethan Hawke, so I guess let's get into the Kahuna, man.
Tell me
Shall
everything.
we? So I watched Blue Moon finally, all right. And I was like, all right, let me set some time apart because this is the kind of movie that you want to sit down. You don't want to have any kind of distractions, right? You just want to just sit down and let cinema overflow you, right? First of all, I want to say I loved the Stuart Little
Yeah, it was fun.
that was really funny. I was like, oh, I love that. I saw a comment on Letterboxd was like, it was I didn't expect to have a Stuart Little like Avenger style uh like
Oh, that's funny.
reference or
Yeah.
something. But anyways, dude, I know you already know this opinion because we've been talking about it, for a few days now. But if I were handing out the Oscar, I would hand that Oscar out to Ethan Hawke, man.
Yeah.
He is this movie.
Yeah.
He is phenomenal. This is what
It's his
acting is.
monologue.
It's one long monologue, basically, right? Like it really is. It could have just been called Ethan Hawke talking.
It's his audition for the Pantheon.
Years from now, whenever they honor him, finally, if he doesn't win an Oscar, he'll probably get an honorary Oscar. But years from
Yeah.
now, when they honor him, or even God forbid, well, it will happen, but whenever he's passed away, right, they're gonna show clips of scenes from this movie where he's just, and people are gonna say, "That's acting. That's acting." That's he became that character. He became that person. He made me think that that person was so real and I knew this person, even though I only spent one night with him, right? He
Uh
made
huh.
me he made me feel like I knew this guy, who he was. This is also one of the saddest movies of 2025, Mitch.
100%.
I felt I laughed, but I also felt very sad. Okay.
100%.
And
And that's to the opening quotes that it begins with. They've got a quote from Hammerstein saying he was so full of life, he was very present, and then a quote under it that said he was the saddest person I ever knew.
exactly, it sets you up for this movie that is truly a dramedy, right? It really is a drama. It's a
Yeah,
drama, but it's also a
you're right.
comedy. If there's ever a movie that deserves that title of a dramedy, it's this movie. I like the supporting cast, man. I liked Bobby. What's his name? Bobby. He's the
Cannavale, maybe.
Cannavale. Yes. I really liked him. I even liked the guy, the author of the Stuart Little books.
Yeah, the guy
I
that
thought
played E.B. White was very good. I don't know him or
I
anything,
don't
but
know him either. He was just so. I was reading up on the movie, and what's funny is that people were saying that his character was really the only one that was truly listening, like
that's a good point. Yeah,
was truly listening to him. Everyone else was just kind of like
being entertained by him and
being
appreciating his
entertained.
attention.
Exactly, exactly. But he was the only one, and I was like, you know what? You're right about that. He was
Yeah,
really the
it
only
feels
person.
right, and I'm thinking about this in real time. I I'm kind of just going through the cast of characters and seeing how everybody responded to him. I feel like yeah, no, that's true. That's very, very interesting. That invites some more scrutiny on my part.
Well, no, no, no. What? After me telling you this, what are your thoughts on that? Like, because I,
Well,
I
something
noticed it. Oh, go ahead.
my
Go ahead.
landlord said, just like when you said that, uh, I immediately like resonated with me. I thought it was true, and then I was kind of going back through the characters to see if that was true, and I still think it is true. But my landlord said something to me. He texted me after he had watched the movie, and by the way, he gave me a copy of the screenplay unprompted because apparently
Yeah.
the Kaplan who wrote it retained the rights to it, so he publishes it and sells it online. And so I've got a copy of which I'm excited to read through, and as I go to write about it, which I
It
haven't
even
yet.
has it even has a cool cover. I've,
It does. Yeah, it's a nice piece of artwork on there. But he had said everybody in the movie is totally nice to him, and that's true. Everybody in the movie is completely kind to him, and it still breaks his heart. And that really stuck with me. But it's like, it is also true what you're saying that nobody's really listening to him except the E.B. White character.
yeah. You know what's funny is that nobody's really not. So nobody's really listening to him, and nobody really is truly honest with him, but the kid character.
Well, I disagree. I think that the kid character is honest, but I also think that when uh, Rogers says that he was great to work with and his work is unimpeachable, he means it. Uh, I think, and also when he says that he wants to help him, I think he means it. So I think everybody like does really like him, but they don't know exactly precisely what to do with him. So the young kid was apparently like supposed to be a young Stephen Sondheim, and
Oh,
I like
really?
that. Yeah, I like the part where he gives a criticism of his work that's very frank, but at the same time, he's doing what Hart won't do because you'll notice Hart is like making fun of Oklahoma the whole time, but to Hammerstein, he's just praising him. He
Yeah.
says it's brilliant. It's so it's so much. It's so much.
Hmm. Do you think so? One thing I noticed is that maybe these people, right, these people in his life, they loved the genius part of him, but they
Yeah.
just didn't really love the person side of him, if that makes sense. Like they didn't, like you said, they didn't know how to handle his how eccentric he was, right? Like they were aware of his genius, right? Here's a guy who is, he's great at what he does, but in terms of who he was as a person, aside from the genius, maybe that's just something that they just could not handle, right? Because I'll be honest, man, I'll be honest with you. When the movie was over, I felt a sense of sadness. I felt that Ethan Hawke knocked it out of the park, the best performance of the year. But I was also kind of relieved to be like, okay, this guy took a lot of took a lot of my energy
He was a
out of me.
lot.
He was a lot. And so if
Well,
I'm feeling that way after like an hour and a half, how do I would only I could only imagine these other people feeling this way in his life.
I love how almost everything you get to say about this character, you immediately think on the other hand. Okay, so he's he's a great artist, right? Because he's a genius and his work is beautiful, but also he's not because he's an alcoholic and he won't work. He's a selfless person because he listens better than anybody's ever met. But also, all he wants to do is talk about himself and put himself forward.
Yep.
He's egotistical at the same time. He's just he's just a collision of opposites, and that's what makes somebody human. It's such a good
Yeah.
character. When we
Yeah.
talked about in
Yeah.
Seeking Eternity, how the Miles Teller character Larry was just like, yeah, he's selfish and he's not, and that's what real people are. It's like they're both, and those things are always duking it out. But the ending, oh man, what do you think about the ending anyway?
So, I mean, it's no surprise the movie begins with him dying, right?
Uh-huh. But it
Him
doesn't end
falling,
that way.
but it doesn't end that way. It's one of those endings where I'm still kind of like thinking about it, right?
There was a moment, Sam, when he dropped the cards and he bent down to pick them up. And that shot, as soon as he bends down and the camera's there with him, it's one of the most, it's like an early Americana painting. Like, who's that guy that does like Nighthawks, that famous American painter?
Oh,
I'll
no,
think of
no.
it, I'll think of it later. Or like a Wyeth or something. Like, it's just early American painting of just like, that's so mournful but nostalgic and
Yeah.
beautiful. He's just bent down there over this deck of cards like an oaf. And
Ah,
he's like, I'm gonna go home, you know, to this party that we know is not gonna exist. And he's like, she'll come, she'll be late, but she'll come, and we know she's not coming.
yeah.
And but then he, on second thought, he sits back down at the bar and starts in on another yarn. You know, there's something so dualistically rich about that the way they chose to end it.
Well, because he knows these people will like at least pretend to listen, right? Because they have
Yep,
to, right? Like they
yep,
have
and
to,
he can get another shot.
and he can get another shot. And he likes the way they make him feel. He likes that they make him feel important and somebody. And that night, because of everything going on with his ex partner's new play, he didn't feel like he was the genius that people would say he was. I mean,
Do you think this will win best screenplay?
do I think it will win best screenplay?
Kaplan wrote the heck out of this. There is not
Yeah,
a moment every line is a line, that he
yeah.
wrote, dude. He just Sorkin-esque almost, you know what I'm saying?
I I will say I don't think it will win, but do I think that it deserves to win? I think that it's a strong year, right? Um, I I, I don't know, but one thing I will say, I think that he deserves the best actor win.
It would be
I
such an epic pull if he did make it, because it is a strong category this year.
it
And
it
the
yeah,
narrative has not been him.
no, no, not at all. But you know what, Mitch? I think what may happen, and Wesley had pointed it out, is that on March 5th, all the votes ended, right?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, not only whenever it comes to the nominations, it's the people in that category that nominate, but in terms of the winners, it's everyone who picks the winners, right? I
Mm.
The only hope that I can give is that one, I think everything that's been going on in the news with Timothy Chalamet and Michael B. Jordan, it'll only split voters. And two, I think that people will say, this is Ethan Hawke. He's never won. And this is actually a great performance. So there's this little bit of hope that has me thinking that maybe, maybe there's a chance. I don't think it'll happen, but I do have a little bit of hope because
Well,
I
look, Sinners takes best pick. Anderson takes best
best
director.
director. Okay,
Hawks, dude, Leo's completely disappeared from the best actor conversation.
he has.
But you see it now. it's like
It,
MBJ Tim and
yeah,
maybe wildcard Ethan Hawke, whereas it was Leo Tim wildcard MBJ.
exactly, exactly. That's what I was about to say. It
Hmm.
before it was Leo and Timmy, but now it's MBJ and Timmy. And
Hmm.
the person that has the outside chance, for me, I think Ethan Hawke. So
Everybody's saying F1 is going to win Best Picture. Don't
okay.
be surprised. Don't be surprised.
I don't know. I don't know about that, Mitch. I don't know about that. But anyways, Mitch, well, I like this movie, and I didn't even talk about the set design, all that, because it was just really this felt like a play in the best way, right? I like the supporting cast. I really like this movie. I loved Ethan Hawke's performance, but as a movie as a whole, I liked it. Um, and I'm glad I was able to see it. It was a good recommendation. And so yeah, man. Well, I'm gonna head inside, but it was nice chatting with you, and we'll talk later.
See you, buddy.